Coming to you live from the KDWN studios on South Durango, Pawn Talk Live. Hosted by the voice of the Las Vegas Wranglers, Dave Carney, and the owner of the world-famous Max Pawn in Las Vegas, Michael Mack. Call in at 257-5396. That's 257-5396. And find out what your valuables are worth from the top expert in the pawn industry. Now, Michael Mack and Dave Carney.
And welcome to Pawn Talk Live here on News Talk 720 KDWN. I'm Dave Carney, joined by the owner of the world-famous Max Pawn here in Las Vegas, Michael Mack. And Chad Forrester, Tammy Grable still with us here from Live Las Vegas. Guys, welcome to the show. Michael, great to see you again. Beautiful Friday afternoon here in Las Vegas. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing great. Your show earlier was awesome. I loved some of the callers. The Clyde Bundy situation is just crazy.
It's pretty wild, isn't it?
It's amazing, though, that you guys have had live in Las Vegas that type of outreach. I mean, you have the Clyde Bundys that want to be on your show, and I think, Beasley Broadcast, this KDWN should be really proud, what kind of attention you guys are bringing.
Well, yeah, thanks very much. I mean, it was, it's a really fast-paced show. A lot of great comments from the folks out in Las Vegas. And, we had a scheduled interview. We're not sure if that's going to take place today. But moving along here in the show today, Michael, I've got to ask you your thoughts, though. And you mentioned something the other day in your store, something about, if you were a business owner and you own a pretty prominent corner here in Las Vegas, corner of Sahara and Jones, so a real high traffic count, if you were to decide to take a stand against, let's say, taxes in any way, sales taxes. And you said, I want armed people up on top of my roof. We're not paying any more sales tax. How many people do you think would come to your aid?
Well, I think with this type of format, being on the radio, and if I said, hey, everyone this Saturday, come down, because we're going to give a free prize, too.
Right.
Free prize, come down. We're going to revolt Nevada State sales tax. Get on the roof. I have plenty of guns. I got plenty of ammo. Let's get busy.
Man,
I think the place would be packed.
You'd have 3,000 people up there. You know that there'd be every single business person in Las Vegas would be up there like, can we get in on this for real? Because it seems to be working for the guy up there.
Well, if you have a hot dog cart on the national mall, which there is, they pay taxes, they pay fees to the federal government. They could shut down and say, hey, I'm not going to do that either. There's a right and a wrong. Obviously, there's a right and wrong in this situation with happened up north. And, the way it was handled, I think, by both parties, both sides, is what made it such an issue.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just the handling of the whole thing was what I think got us off on the wrong foot and started this firestorm. And, of course, it continues. As we continue, though, today on the program here, we're going to lighten up the load quite a bit, and we are going to be giving away the house. And I mean that literally. We have got tons of tickets to give away here. We have got Raiding the Rock Vault tickets for callers. We have got tickets to see Trent Carlini. Now, let me tell you what. If you're an Elvis Presley fan, and we know that there is a ton of them here in Las Vegas, and you haven't seen Trent Carlini, you don't know what you're missing. This is perhaps one of the best Elvis impersonators I have ever seen in my life. Great show. We've also got tickets to Mosaic. 5 voices, no instrument. It's an a cappella group doing fantastic stuff. All of this taking place at the LVH. So let's do this, guys. Let's spin our Max Pawn prize wheel.
And now it's time to get lucky with the Max Pawn prize wheel.
All right, so the next caller here at 257-5396, 257-5396, is going to win your choice of a pair of tickets to see Raiding the Rock Vault, Trent Carlini, or Mosaic. All of them down at the LVH. Great place to see a show, and it has been for years. So if you haven't been down to the LVH in a while, since it was the Hilton, now's a great opportunity to get down. 257-5396. No question is too big. No question is too small. And, of course, we've got an expert in the biz here, Michael Mack, to lead you on your road.
Well, we want to hear a really great question today. You have something at home that you wanted to know what the value is? I'm going to sweeten the pot up, Dave. I'm going to give a great pair of seats, and they're great seats.
Oh, boy.
To the 51s this Saturday night.
Wow. Okay, well, there is a great pair of tickets. So we'll do this. First caller is going to get their choice of tickets to one of the shows. The second caller is going to either get their choice of tickets to the shows or a pair of tickets to this Saturday night's Las Vegas 51s game. Now, Michael.
There's a bonus to that,
Oh,
though.
God. What else do you have for us here?
The bonus is you get to sit by one of the stars of Live in Las Vegas.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
On Talk Live.
That's right. I'll be out there this Saturday night as well. Well, listen, it's Jersey night. It's still decent enough weather where you can get down to Cashman Field, not burn yourself up because you're still going to be in, some mild 70-degree temperatures. So really, really great stuff. Again, the number to reach us in studio, 257-5396. 5396. So our first winner here on the prize wheel. Sorry, I cannot see your name, but I've got you with us. Who do we have joining us on the line today? Brian, thanks for joining us here on Pawn Talk Live. How are you, buddy?
Good.
Well,
Win.
yeah, Brian, congratulations. You've won your choice of a pair of tickets to Raiding the Rock Vault down at the LVH, the Trent Carlini Show, or Mosaic. It's your choice to pick, man.
What would be the best one to take 12-year-olds to?
Wow, great. I'd probably say Raiding the Rock Vault.
I would agree with that, yeah.
Yeah, great
Mosaic
show.
probably wouldn't work too well.
How many kids do you have?
I have 2.
2 kids, and you have a wife as well? Or
No, just I'm a grandparent.
well, why don't we give him 2 sets of tickets so he can take all
All right,
three
well,
of
there
them.
you go. Look at Michael. He is being ultra generous. We've got now 4 tickets for you to go see Raiding the Rock Vault. Stay on the line with us.
Great.
Angie,
Thank you.
you are so welcome. Now, before you go,
Brian, I got to ask, have you been to a pawn shop before?
Oh yeah, I've been to several of them around here. I've got a bunch of. I'm trying to sell some Playboy visits to the front line in Vietnam photographs, original prints.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my
If I can.
gosh.
Well,
I
that
would
sounds
love to
cool.
see
Well,
that.
we love to hear what type of experiences you've had in pawn shops and what you think of the pawn shops locally, and so tell us a little bit about the Playboy, because that's what the show is all about. We want to know what type of articles we can give evaluations. Of course, we give free appraisals down at Max Pawn, but what do you have?
The pawn shops here in Las Vegas are more like collector shops too, I think. And I've been trying to sell these Playboy. They're packets from the Playboy show at the front lines in Vietnam. I've had them for 40 years, I guess, and I haven't sold them yet. But I do think the pawn shops here in Las Vegas are more like a collector's shop. You see things from all over the world because of the people who visit here.
Well,
All kinds of crazy
you're absolutely
stuff.
right. And, the type of item that you have is so unique. We offer a consignment at Max Pawn, but we love to, we can take an item like that and put it on the internet, on eBay, and then, of course, the world market is, looking at items such as that. But interesting thing, huh, Tammy?
Yeah, I just got back from Vietnam just a couple weeks ago. I'm half Vietnamese, and can you tell me a little bit more detail about what you have?
Yes, it's a crazy story. Many, many years ago, somebody wanted to borrow some money from me in Los Angeles, and he was a photographer. This was back during the Vietnam War, actually. And he had these prints from the Playboy show that would visit by Huey helicopter. They would visit the front lines, and they would go to the MASH units where the doctors were treating people in the front line. And there's about 26 photographs. They're the original prints, government prints, showing Playboy bunnies coming into the MASH units, visiting the soldiers, and eating with them in the mess tent. And I've had them all these years. The guy that I loaned the money to never retrieved them. I don't know where he is.
Wow, you bring him down to Michael Mack.
So this guy was a pawnbroker on the side. So, Brian, you've been a pawnbroker on the side. Did you have an interest attached to that? When he had to repay you, or was it just straight loan? He paid you back.
No, he never paid me back, and he never showed up again.
All right. Well, we'd love
I
to
think he
take
went to Hawaii to grow pot. That's what I believe he did.
There you
Nice.
go.
That's a heck of a career choice right
yeah.
there. He's a little ahead of his time, man. I'm not mad at him.
Well, Brian, I'd love to take a look at those items. Bring them down. If you have anything else you'd like free estimates on, we offer free estimates, and
Great.
looking forward to
Thank
meeting
I'll
you.
do that.
Yeah, thanks so much
do that.
for the phone call, Brian. Again, you're a winner of a pair of tickets or actually 2 pairs of tickets to Raiding the Rock Vault. Congratulations. We've got now Paul on the line with us. Paul, congratulations. You're a winner of either a pair of tickets to tomorrow night's game, Las Vegas 51s, or you're going to win a pair of tickets to one of the great concerts. How are you?
Hey, I'm fine. How are you doing?
Fantastic. Thanks for joining the show. Now, being that you're on Pawn Talk Live, you got Michael Mack here. Have you ever been into a pawn shop, Paul?
It's been a long time.
And it was
Actually, no, it actually hasn't. I've been to Super Pawn. Sorry, maybe I shouldn't say the name. Yeah, I've been
no worries. You know what? We have some of the best pawn shops in the United States right here in Las Vegas, and we're an advocate, of course, to the industry, and we try to educate people on how to pawn, what pawn's all about. So you've been to a pawn shop. Was the experience to get a loan, or was it to buy something?
No, it was to buy a computer, a laptop. I got a really good deal on it.
Oh, good. Well, I'll tell you what. One of the great things about buying a laptop or a personal computer in a pawn shop is it comes with software. It's loaded with software many a times. Now, one of the things we do at Max Pawn, when we do sell a computer is we do erase all the personal information, photos. I don't need to tell you some of the photos we've seen on some of these computers, but we do clean these computers up, and you can save a lot of money and not pay retail. So, we'd love to, if you have anything you'd like to, get an estimate on. A lot of people are finding old, valued items. Bring them in, and we'd love to see you. And, of course, we'll have a pair of tickets. Do you want the Raid of the Rock Vault, or do you want the 51 tickets for tomorrow night?
51 tickets.
Well, you're going to be Dave's partner tomorrow night. I'll have tickets for you down at Max Pawn. You can pick them up anytime after 3:30 today.
All right. Well,
you want me to call today then?
You can stop down. You have to stop down and pick up
stop down either today or tomorrow.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
All right, thanks so much, Paul. We're going to step aside, take our first look at traffic here on Pawn Talk Live. It's 2:15 p.m. on Friday. When we come back, more with Michael Mack, Tammy, Chad, and I.
From the KDWN Nevada Credit Union Traffic Center, we do have several incidents working on the freeways right now. 215 westbound, that's west of Losey. North 15, the Martin Luther King off-ramp affected there. North 15 at the eastbound Charleston off-ramp. Summerlin at Town Center. New incident downtown Eastern, north of Fremont. Russell at Frank Sinatra, and Eastern at the 95. For the KDWN Nevada Credit Union Traffic Center, I'm Jim Dallas on News Talk 720 KDWN.
I'm attorney Jamie Cogburn from Cogburn Law Offices. We've saved Nevada residents over $200 million in short sales, modifications, and principal reductions. If you're underwater in your home, you need to call us and let us help you. There are new laws that are very beneficial for homeowners, and only an attorney can enforce your rights as a homeowner under these laws. Let us help you have peace of mind by short selling your home without the worry of the banks coming back to sue you for a deficiency. Call me today at 748-7777. Jamie Cogburn from Cogburn Law Offices.
It's a new year, so you deserve a new you. Wouldn't it be nice to finally quit worrying about crooked or missing teeth? If you've been putting it off for a while because of the cost, then you should see Dr. Maricondia and his staff at AQ Denture in Henderson, because AQ stands for affordable quality. Dental implants, dentures, or dental services are more affordable than you think. Call AQ today at 702-565-6000. That's 702-565-6000, and smile again. Call AQ 702-565-6000.
You hear a lot of talk about gold these days. What, with the stock market and more upheaval than tumbleweeds in a tornado? The world-famous Max Pawn is your gold spot in Las Vegas. Don't just send your gold into some random TV guy for pennies on the dollars. Go where you can see what your gold is really worth and get guaranteed market rate for your gold, silver, diamonds, and more. Come visit the world-famous Max Pawn in Las Vegas at the northeast corner of Sahara and Jones, or online at maxpawnlv.com.
Now back to Pawn Talk Live with your hosts Michael Mack and Dave Carney.
And welcome back to Pawn Talk Live here on News Talk 720 KDWN, streaming worldwide at KDWN.com. I'm Dave Carney, joined by the owner of the world-famous Max Pawn, Michael Mack. And in studio with us today, Chad Forrester from Live Las Vegas, Tammy Grable from Las Vegas Woman Magazine, and also Live Las Vegas. Great phone call so far. Thanks so much to Brian and Paul for being our two winners so far, our Max Pawn prize wheel. And we like to keep this thing going, Michael. We want to drive as many phone calls in as we possibly can, talk to as many folks in Las Vegas about their items. So let's spin the prize wheel one more time. All right, we've got it.
And now
there it
it's
is.
time to get lucky with the Max Pawn prize wheel.
All right.
Do you like my rendition better?
I do. I'm Dave Woolery, and on today's edition of the Max Pawn prize wheel, you're going to get a chance to win. I had to go with that for just a little bit. You're going to get a chance to win a pair of tickets to either Raiding the Rock Vault, Trent Carlini, The King, or Mosaic. All of these inside the LVH, the Las Vegas Hotel. Great stuff. Thankfully, we've given away the rest of the seats next to me at the 51s game, so we won't be inundated, just by all the fans.
I think the anticipation of the prize wheels really makes it for me.
I think so. Yeah, you're just a prize wheel anticipator. Yes,
yeah.
Absolutely. Well, like I said, the next caller here, 257-5396, gets your choice of a pair of tickets to either one of those shows. But Michael, coming on back here to the program, talking a little Pawn 101, but a little bit different different than we've done in the past because we've broken down basically over the course of the time we've been on air here what pawning is, what the difference between buying and selling and pawning is. This week, I want to get into your thoughts on some of the top items right now that would be valuable at any pawn shop, Michael. So whether you're visiting the world-famous Max Pawn, you're going to Super Pawn, you're going to Easy Pawn, what are some of the items that folks can really get the biggest bang for their buck for?
Well, jewelry is always the top item. You know, you can weigh it, you can evaluate it. It has a world economy. So a diamond is worth X here in Las Vegas or in India or in Germany. So if you brought a 1-carat stone, it's a certified stone. So you have to compare apples to apples because diamonds come in many shapes, qualities, colors. So if you have a diamond that is certified by GIA, which is the source for diamonds, you can take that value here, you can take it anywhere in the world and get the same type of loan. So pawn shops pretty much follow that standard. So jewelry and diamonds are very simple, fine watches. And of course, we've talked in the last few weeks about what's happening with technology, the new Apple products, the iPhone 5S. Of course, any Apple product is very strong. The new Samsung Galaxy, the new S5 just came out. I hear the reviews on that are great. Tammy's over there on her, what do you call that thing?
I call this a phablet. It's a phone and a tablet.
A phablet.
It's
Thank
so
you for
big. It's my Samsung Note. And
she's walking around with this iPad and she's putting it up to her ear. It's
This thing is
incredible.
massive.
the Samsung Note.
Hey, don't be talking about crazy things over there.
I know, with your laptop over here. This thing is
That
like
thing's-
huge and
That's
thick.
a home computer
But
that
I
you
don't have-
put in your briefcase.
I don't have to carry this around with me every day, and I don't put it up to my ear. This thing is a little bit.
You can work out with
You
that.
could beat
Seriously.
people up with it.
That's right. I bought this thing in 05. It's a bit outdated.
Well, listen, with the amount of titanium alloy that's in that
Seriously,
in
it
that
is.
Toshiba that Chad's got, he also uses it when he goes in for X-rays. He puts that over his privates, or when he's out on the run to a more dangerous area of Las Vegas. He
Seriously,
just wears that.
This thing does weigh about 50 pounds. I mean, it's ridiculous.
You're going to have shoulder-itis here.
So, would you give me anything for this, Michael?
We'd weigh it. We'd give you weight. There's a lot of, bulk weight there. But
$1 a pound? How do you do
We'll
this?
give you a great deal, Chad, on the new computer. That one will make a nice donation. That'll make a nice donation.
So you wouldn't be able to resell this. So this is just junk,
it's
pretty much.
in all seriousness, we don't take items that are over certain years because the technology changes so fast. Does that thing have a CD-ROM or
It's floppy
It's
disk.
got like 3.5 floppies.
Yeah, I got to carry around floppies.
Or no,
They're
what
like
was the other
disadvantage.
ones? The really thin floppies before the 3.5.
floppy.
Is
The
that
floppy.
the
and
real
then
floppies?
it went to the
hard disk.
That's right, the hard disk. Well, Chad's got it. The reason he keeps this computer, is pretty simple. The Oregon Trail video game has not been
I love that.
have not been redone since it was on DOS. And if you don't have a DOS-based program, you can't actually play the Oregon Trail. Now, I happened to die 3 times in a row from typhoid, and then once from diphtheria. I was very upset. I never made it all the way across the Oregon Trail. Never happened. But Michael, when you look at Chad's computer here, and again, we're talking about things that are good to pawn, and obviously electronics are good to pawn if they're new enough. But seriously, something like this, 5 years old, is there really a place in town that can still take in items like this?
Absolutely. There's places like the Laptop Exchange here in Las
Great
Vegas
point.
that take items like Chad's, and there's a few parts that still have some value. The cord. It's universal, of course.
The mouse still works.
The mouse.
Well, maybe you should
it's a
replace
wired
that one in
it's
your
a wired
office.
mouse that
Yes.
they did away with about 10 years ago.
But it's good
in
enough
all
to hang
serious,
himself. Yes.
there is places, and of course, I always say, if there's not a lot of great value, you can make a donation. There's a lot of people that schools that could use computers. And you could still. Does that thing allow you to surf on the web?
As a matter of fact, it does.
Great. Well, that's good. At least it's internet compatible. But we're trying to slim Chad's computers down here for the future of the show because as we go here, it took us a backpack and a Sherpa to get the computer up here. So next time when we go to Nepal, we're traveling light.
I'll put a picture of it up on my MySpace page.
There you go.
Shows you how up to date I am.
But in seriousness, the whole technology thing with electronics has devalued electronics so fast. And so when we're giving a loan, and a loan is good in the state of Nevada for 90 days, we look at the value of not just what it's worth today, we're looking at what it's worth 6 months from today. And of course, we take an iPhone 5S when the new 6 comes out, we have to take that in consideration. So you don't get exactly what it's worth. We give a percentage value on a loan, and that way you can get it back. And most people do get their loans back. In the state of Nevada, it's about 70%. At Max Pawn, about 85%. So keep that in mind when you are pawning something. You're not going to get what it's worth to resell or eBay value. You're going to get a percentage of that because our intentions are that we want you to come back. And we somewhat force you to come back if we give you the right amount of money.
Yeah, absolutely. You speak about, a lot of, great things, too, to bring into a pawn store, and you talked jewelry earlier. What about coins, Michael? I mean, we talk about coins a lot. Some have value that are just in the metal themselves. Some have what we call numismatic value, which is a little bit higher than just metal because of a special run. Do you guys deal a lot in coins, or is there somebody in town that you really like to refer people to when they're looking to trade or sell their coins?
Well, we look at coins at its metals value. So we will give metals price on loans. And, of course, if it's a collectible and it's certified, now just like diamonds are certified. But if you're looking for numismatic value, the very best place in town is Sahara Coins. They're right up the road from Max Pawn. So people come by and see if they can get a loan. And what Sahara Pawn does in turn is people not necessarily all want to sell. They might want to get a loan. So they send people who want to get a loan back to us. So
gotcha.
If you were looking for numismatic value, Sahara Coins, they're the best. And, a gorgeous store right up the street on Sahara and Buffalo.
Yeah.
You can't miss them.
No, it's a great place. And again, when we're talking about, great things to bring into a pawn shop, we look at a whole bunch of different types of things. And one, Michael, that we talked about last week and we've talked about a number of times throughout the years is also firearms. I mean, and now more than ever, firearms are becoming a very big pawn item. Is that true?
Well, especially, some of the supporters of Clive and Bundy.
Absolutely.
They
got to get them out of pawn.
They can now put that out. They took them all out of pawn last week, and they all headed up to Bunkerville. They can all put them back in pawn now. You guys can go. We won't charge you any extra interest. Bring them on back. No, seriously, firearms are a great collateral item. They hold value. And, we have a lot of people, a lot of seniors that, maybe are gun enthusiasts or, hunters or were shooters but don't shoot anymore. They bring them to us. We do buy firearms. We pay top dollar for firearms, And so we have always recommended for those that, if you're traveling, you're going on vacation, you're moving in a new neighborhood, or you're merging families, you don't know about your neighborhood, come store your firearms with Max Pawn. It's safe, it's convenient, and we're open every day of the week.
Now, Michael, I have a question. Now, we had a caller on the first segment, and he had a very unique item, which were those pictures, those photographs that he apparently, had some kind of pawn deal with some guy in California. How do you evaluate something like that that's so unique? Because there's no certification on something like that. How do you do something like that?
Well, there's such a marketplace to go out and look. With Google and with technology, I don't know if that computer allows you to look on Google, but there's this whole big world out there called
AOL.
It's AOL, yeah.
The internet. And so you can look up items, but like real unique items, like this one of a kind item, you have to take a shot at it. And the one thing we do at Max Pawn is we do take shots, because you can't put a value on everything, but you can put a value that is reasonable. If you're looking to get a loan, we give a reasonable amount. And then what we also do is we offer the consignment, because this unique item out of Vietnam may be worth X here in Las Vegas, but when we put it on the World Wide Web, do you know what that is, Chad?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, this is still DOS-based, so I'm still working through it.
So when you
F7,
when you put things on eBay and the world is looking at it, this item could go for huge money.
Right.
And so we offer consignment, and that way our seller, as you know, Dave, we've had some sellers that have scored big with us by putting on consignment because they were offered very little with some of our competitive stores because they were looking to buy. We offered the consignment, and they were twinfold, fivefold, tenfold more.
Oh, I was going to say, there's a specific case here we were talking about that referenced a gal on Pawn Talk Live a couple of years past, and she was a professional musician and had herself some instruments that she had used throughout her playing career. Now, this is the one warning I'll lay out as a pawn customer and not as a pawn broker. But when you go to pawn shops, and I've been to a lot of them as a musician myself, you tend to get yourself into pawning situations. You want to find somebody that actually knows what they're looking at. And this gal had brought her really, really nice instruments to a couple of pawn shops here in town. And no offense to those shops, they didn't know what they were looking at and offered this gal $60. Well, Michael and Max Pawn's consignment program was able to get the real value of these things and sold for over $1,000.
Wow.
Now, you're looking at, not just a little difference, but a world of difference. And this lady also had some very specific wants with her instruments. She wanted to see these go to somebody that was going to be able to play, enjoy, and use them for what they were. And that's, again, something that Michael's consignment program was able to help out with. Now, here's the other thing. As just a customer, guys, and somebody that would take advantage, the lowest consignment rates in town, as low as 20%. Now, if you've ever tried to consign something, and Tammy, I don't know if you've ever consigned big furniture or other articles, but that could be a 50 50, 60, 70% consignment fee in some cases.
Yeah, and here's the thing that I'm so glad you brought that up with Michael Mack and his team. And coming from a female, going into a pawn shop can be quite intimidating. But going into yours, Michael Mack, you really feel like you're at home, you're taken care of. I'm a customer, and I just bought, a month ago, I bought the little iPad mini. Why go to, a big department store and buy an electronic when I can get a great one with Max Pawn? So I really encourage the females out there to go out and visit your store at Max Pawn and see what you're all about.
Absolutely. And
so do we, by the way.
And the females, when you're there, ask for Dave and Chad.
Yeah,
okay?
exactly.
I'm going to recommend.
We're gonna help you out. And I didn't know the iPad Mini could make phone calls. Whatever. When we come back, more.
He thinks it's a mini.
More with Michael, Chad, Tammy, and I. Stay tuned.
Not near your radio? Remember, you can take KDWN with you wherever you go. Listen live online at KDWN.com or on your mobile device or tablet with iRadio Now, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps. News Talk 720 KDWN, where locals come to talk. The dawn of today's talk radio. News Talk 720 KDWN. Keep your dial on News Talk 720 KDWN and always streaming online at KDWN.com. 50,000 watts of news and talk. News Talk 720 KDWN, where locals come to talk. KDWN, Las Vegas.
AP Update. I'm Rita Foley. Jonathan Law High School in Milford, Connecticut was going to hold its prom tonight, and 16-year-old Marin Sanchez was going with her boyfriend, according to a friend. But this morning, Marin was stabbed to death in a school hallway. Police are investigating whether the 16-year-old boy they have in custody may have attacked her because she turned down his prom invitation.
Those are things we're looking into, and we hope to have a better answer later on. Again, remember, this is very fresh. But we've heard those as well, and I can't confirm that.
Hours later, Marin's cousin, Edward Kovac, spoke to reporters.
Marin should be celebrating at her prom this evening with her friends and classmates. Instead, we are mourning her death.
Separately, you may remember the Pittsburgh area boy accused of stabbing and wounding 21 high school classmates earlier this month. Court documents allege he told the vice principal who tackled him, "My work is not done. I have more people to kill." I'm Rita Foley.
The news brought to you by Farmers Insurance. At Farmers Insurance, they believe the more you know, the better you can plan. Find your local agent at farmers.com or call 888-96-FARMERS. Brought to you by Farmers Insurance.
It's 2:32 and the Kid on One Nevada Credit Union Traffic Center still have a little trouble on the 15 northbound. The Martin Luther King off-ramp, that's at the cleanup stage. North 15, the Charleston off-ramp. West 215, that's west of Losey. Summerlin Parkway at Town Center, a good part of town there. Eastern north of Fremont, Rainbow at Sunset, that one's new. And Russell at Frank Sinatra. For the Kid on One Nevada Credit Union Traffic Center, I'm Jim Dallas on News Talk 720 KDWN.
Hi, this is Michael Mack, owner of world-famous Max Pawn in Las Vegas. You ever wondered what those valuables are worth? Had a pawn question but didn't know who to ask? I have the solution for you. Join me and Dave Carney every Friday from 2 to 3 for Pawn Talk Live here on News Radio 720 KDWN.
Your entertainment destination, the showroom at South Point, presents Tony Orlando. April 25th to the 27th. Remember? And how about this one? Tickets at the box office, online at southpointcasino.com, or charge by phone. 702-797-8055. Tony Orlando at the South Point.
Your news, traffic, and weather from AM 720 KDWN is now available on iHeartRadio.
Download the free iHeartRadio app from your app store to hear KDWN on your smartphone or tablet.
If you're a conservative American over 50, then please listen to this important message. Hi, friends. Fran Tarkenton here. Let me tell you about an organization fighting to protect our country from the destructive liberal policies threatening our great nation. AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens, with over 1 million members and growing, serves as a strong conservative alternative to the left-leaning AARP. Over the years, I'd become increasingly distrustful of the AARP and its liberal agenda, but their support for Obamacare was the last straw. As a football player, I understood that in order to win, you have to keep fighting. Well, AMAC not only shares my conservative beliefs, but they also share that same willingness to fight to protect those beliefs for generations to come. You deserve better than AARP. AMAC is better. Better for you. Better for America.
Join AMAC today to receive exclusive benefits and discounts. Call 888-950-AMAC or go to teamamac.us to become a member. Call 888-950-AMAC or go to teamamac.us.
Now back to Pawn Talk Live with your hosts Michael Mack and Dave Carney.
And welcome back to Pawn Talk Live here on News Talk 720 KDWN, streaming worldwide at KDWN.com. You can be sure to follow up with Pawn Talk Live 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at PawnTalkLive.com. Also on Twitter at Pawn Talk Live, and of course on Facebook /Pawn Talk Live. Dave Carney here, joined by the owner of the world famous Max Pawn, Michael Mack. Chad Forrester, Tammy Grable still in studio with us. Michael, you know, we didn't talk about this during the first half of the show. Got to bring it up right now. We're having a big Cinco de Mayo party down at Max Pawn next Friday. We are going to be broadcasting both shows live in Las Vegas and Pawn Talk Live from the home of the world famous Max Pawn. How excited are you about this?
And I have a challenge for my co-host here.
Oh boy, which one?
All three of you.
There we go. Here we go.
So next Friday, from 1 till 5 p.m., we're going to have a Cinco de Mayo party. It's May 2nd. It's a little bit before Cinco de Mayo. But
sure, Doce de Mayo.
But we're going to do both shows live in Las Vegas and Pawn Talk Live from Max Pawn on the corner of Sahara and Jones. And we're going to have some fun. We're going to have We're going to have a Hispanic food truck out there.
Great.
And we're going to have a margarita machine without tequila.
Oh, so virgin margaritas. All right,
Tammy,
there you go.
Show. And we're going to have our distinguished crew from this show and
Absolutely.
And live in Las Vegas. And I challenge you three: who can have the best sombrero?
Oh wow!
I'm done. I got that.
You got that? You got to realize I'm the only one without any hair here. So, I mean, I
need a sombrero.
I can get these sombreros looking really cool, man. Pull it down low. You know, get a little. Okay, I like that. That's a great challenge.
So I want to see that. But more importantly, we invite all our listeners down. It's a great day to celebrate. We're going to have sales down at Max Pawn. We're going to have some fun. You guys can come on the radio with us. We're going to have tons of prizes. We're going to have raffles at Max Pawn. We're going to make it a great event.
No, it's going to be fantastic, not to mention the fact that we've got the Max Pawn treasure chest, which is wide open every single day to listeners of Pawn Talk Live. You guys can go down to the corner of Sahara and Jones. Just tell them you heard us on the show. Grab a prize out of the treasure chest. Now, Michael, when we look at Cinco de Mayo, we talk about really, one of the bigger celebrations, and obviously we're going to be covering this on our Spanish broadcast, Pawn Talk Live in Espanol on Wednesday. But, what are you planning to do for specials? Are you going to give like a 5% off because it's Cinco de Mayo? I mean, how are you going to go with this thing?
Well, we're going to have store-wide sales up to 70% off retail on all merchandise in
Get
store.
that computer, Chad.
So up to 70% off retail. But, we offer special savings throughout the year. Almost every day. You can go to Max Pawn, and if there's a price that doesn't agree with your budget, you can negotiate with our different associates, and we also offer layaway. So if you can't afford to put it all down right away, you can put a small percentage down. We give up to 90 days on layaway. There's no interest, no carrying charges, and so it makes it affordable for many. But, we have a great Latino community here in Southern Nevada. It's a big piece of our business. A lot of our associates are bilingual, and we're open every day, 9 to 8. And so we want to celebrate with the community.
Absolutely. And it was great. Last week on the show, we got to play a little clip of your birthday celebration, Michael, and Chad was good enough to furnish us with some sound of the mariachi band that carried tunes throughout your birthday celebration. Now, I got to tell you, Chad and I were down there at the store helping you celebrate your 51st birthday, which I still can't believe. You don't look like you're more than 35, but if you say you're 51, whatever. You had your 51st birthday celebration, and this band, I mean, it really blew us away. I mean, they're talented singers, great musicians, and just a lot of fun. Are they going to be coming out here too?
Well, that's the surprise guest. They're coming back, but we're also going to have a DJ.
Ooh, good.
Playing out some of our greatest tunes that we want to hear throughout the day. So, feel free to stop by. If you can't stop by, honk. We always say honk when you stop by.
I love that.
Honk by Max Pawn. When we did all our live shows prior from Max Pawn, we always promoted honking. And so throughout the show we heard the horns honking.
That's right.
And but we really wish everyone a happy Cinco de Mayo early. I don't know if that's something you wish people, but enjoy, celebrate safely, and don't get in any trouble.
Hey, listen, if there's any way that I can extend a beer drinking holiday like Cinco de Mayo 2 days
I say
out,
go for it. Yeah,
I'm going for it, man. Now, what about you, Chad? Are you going to be like into? I mean, we've got taquito specials. We've got flautas, we've got tortas. There's all sorts of great, Hispanic food. What are you looking forward to most about this?
I'm going to have to look up what flautas is first, and then I'll figure out if I want that. But I love taquitos. Anything to do with cheese and meat, I'm a happy man.
Right. Well, let me just
to narrow it, if you really want to just food in general.
Okay,
yeah, good points.
Let me give Chad his O-face in description here. A flauta, okay, is basically a taco in a tortilla shell that's been rolled over and fried. Okay, so it's like
that's in your alley.
It's
okay. I can do that.
It's like a huge taquito with a softer shell, gooey, meaty inside.
What about the Choco Taco? Because I would do one of those. I don't know if that's traditional Cinco de Mayo cuisine, but I love a Choco Taco.
I think it's become part of the traditional Cinco de Mayo cuisine since you have taco trucks and ice cream trucks kind of follow each other around the neighborhoods. So you get your good three El Pastors, and then you go over for a Choco Taco.
I think that's a good way to wrap it up.
Me too. I think that sounds fantastic.
What I see in southern Nevada that's kind of spurring up on different corners. You see these little taco trucks.
You do.
And I don't know if any of you stopped and tried them, but
I
they're
have.
fantastic.
We got street tacos?
Yes.
Here in Vegas?
Oh, yeah.
Go down Jones.
I was going to say, if you come down to near my neighborhood, Bonanza Rancho, where one of Michael's old stores used to be, you'll find about 17 of the best taco trucks within about 2.3 blocks. And it's a real high concentration. It's like a food fest every single day, and it really gets categorized because you have bounce houses around too.
Wow,
it's fun.
What's cool about it is they stay open at night and they have like floodlights and all.
That's
it's
right.
like a little party. It's really kind of neat.
But just for everyone's information, how safe is it really to have one of those? They're all licensed. They all go through the same licensing that are restaurants. A health district comes out and checks them, so they are safe. And you know what? It's a small business. I think we should support it.
It's a cool experience. Like you're not in Vegas. Like you're in Mexico.
It's great.
Well, or like you said, Tammy. I mean, when you were in New York, what was it? A couple of weeks ago, you and your husband back in New York talking about some of the great things that you can do, and downtown Las Vegas, obviously like that. Well, Max Pawn at Sahara and Jones is probably one of the busier corners in Las Vegas. I mean, there's hundreds of thousands of cars that drive by there. So getting some of that experience, that taste experience in a very convenient location for everybody, I think is something you just don't pass up. Not to mention that we're going to be giving away tons of prizes. And, we're going to do that right now. We're going to spin the prize wheel one more time, give away some more stuff.
And now it's time to get lucky with the Max Pawn Prize Wheel.
All right, here we are, the Max Pawn Prize Wheel, wheeling again its way around some Rock Vault tickets, Trent Carlini, The King tickets, or Mosaic. All of these shows are down at the LVH, the Las Vegas Hotel. The next caller at 257-5396, that's 257-5396, gets online, gets to ask Michael a pawn question, and will also get a pair of tickets to one of these shows. Again, we've got The King with Trent Carlini, Mosaic, and Raiding the Rock Vault. Now, I know that Raiding the Rock Vault has been a very popular show here, and we've got to just say thanks so much for supplying all these Raiding the Rock Vault tickets to us, because this is a ton of tickets. We've got more tickets than I think we'll be able to use for the rest of the year, and unfortunately they expire on May 31st, so we better get them out now, and two of them will be yours. To the next caller, 257-5396. Michael, have you gotten a chance to see any of these shows down there at the LVH yet?
I haven't been so fortunate. I was so lucky to be able to go to one of the Beasley broadcast shows last week, and you and I showed up and with our lovely gals, and to our avail, the show had been canceled.
Apparently, there was a water problem.
That is how they ended up at the Champagne Room.
Yes.
That is the only reason.
At the Chandelier Room. Now, when you say the
the
Champagne
Champagne
Room, I was going to say
That's awesome.
I think you do know what the
Champagne
Champagne
crunk on us here.
That is. I just said it.
Really? I think you've watched also a Chris Rock
I was
special
just
where
gonna
he
say,
was saying there was none of this in the Champagne
I don't think
Room.
this was a rap video.
No, maybe not.
This is
I'm
a night
gonna
on the
guess
town.
what a champagne. I didn't know what I kind of knew what an O-face was. Now Champagne Room.
That's right.
You're
Hey,
learning things here.
You know what? Las
It's an
Vegas and Las
educational
Vegas
show.
Woman magazine would be doing, I think, everybody a big favor by doing an in-depth expose on the champagne rooms around Las Vegas. I will
Love
be your correspondent reporter. Chad will be our photographer.
I can take pictures.
I'm only guessing what that is.
Okay, so I think it's going to be a lot of
From
fun.
a girl that was born and raised in Las Vegas.
Right.
You don't know what a champagne room is? Seriously?
I don't know what that is. is.
Yeah, well, we'll text it to you because I don't know if we can say it over.
That's right.
Well, Tammy, I got to ask. Las Vegas women were so excited about having you on both of our shows. Tell the listeners a little bit about what you do, your magazine, and some of the special events you have coming up.
Yeah, so we've been around for about 6 years. We're a lifestyle publication for local Las Vegas women. We feature men, too, and it's just entertainment, dining, professional women, features, family first, and we just love what we do. And our next big event is at the Tropicana at the Havana Room. It was previously the Bagatelle, now the Havana Room, and we usually have about 1,500 people come out. It'll be around the pool, May 14th.
Okay, let me ask you, Tammy, what kind of attire are we supposed to be wearing here? Because I was thinking, is this linens, white linen? Should we do pool? I mean, is this going to be like the White Hot Party, or is that off because it's May?
Well,
I'm not good with
there's a theme for the guys. It's Speedos.
It's Speedos.
Yeah, so you should come in Speedos. Everyone else come
Everyone
as
else
you
in
are.
G-string.
Wow. Listen, I tell you what, it's a good thing I've been going to that trainer, right? That's all I can say.
I know you eat 6 times a day or something?
6 to 10,
6 to 10.
something quite often.
I'm just glad I'll be out of town because me and a thong would not be good.
It gives all
that
new
might
meaning.
ruin your party, right?
Gives
there.
all new meaning to the thong song. All right,
Back
guys.
to Pawn Talk Live.
Yeah, we've got to take a quick break and look at traffic for the final time here during the show. When we come back, we have got a winner on the line for a pair of either Raiding the Rock Vault, Trent Carlini, or Mosaic tickets. We're going to step aside, take a look at traffic. We'll be back on Pawn Talk Live.
And at 2:45 at the KDWN Nevada Credit Union Traffic Center, still had that trouble on the 15 northbound side at the Martin Luther King off-ramp, 15 northeast at Charleston, Summerlin Parkway at Town Center in the cleanup stage, Rainbow at Sunset, and Eastern, that is north of Fremont. For the KDWN Nevada Credit Union Traffic Center, I'm Jim Dallas on News Talk 720 KDWN.
Today for a free inspection. Call 702-25 Green. Replace your old systems and see what we mean. Save hundreds per month on your energy. Call 702-25 Green. Be Green Energy. Take the sting out of your energy bills.
Steve Frazier, Be Green Sales Manager here. Increase your home's resale value by 10, 20, as much as $30,000. Let us improve your home's energy efficiency. We do all the work, you save all the money. Visit our website, 25green.com, and take the sting out of your energy bills today.
Save hundreds per month on your energy. Call 702-25 Green. Be Green Energy. Take the sting out of your energy bills.
Hey, great news! Your home's value has probably skyrocketed over the last couple of years, so you can refi for up to 80% of your home's new value without paying for mortgage insurance. Take that stack of cash and pay off all of your non-deductible debt, credit cards, car loans, whatever, and replace them with cheaper mortgage interest, which may be tax-deductible. Check with your tax advisor. Make the cash call at 855-875-CASH. And with no cost or obligation, we'll tell you what your home's current value looks like and figure out how to cut your monthly nut while cutting your interest rates too. So take 5 minutes and call us at 855-875-CASH and take advantage of our fixed rates as low as 3.375% rate in APR with no closing costs. None. The sooner you call, the sooner you could cut your total monthly payments.
Cash call and equal housing lender. Not licensed in all states. Call 866-900-8744 for terms, restrictions, and licensing. Rates may change without notice. NMLS number 38512.
That's 855-875-CASH. 855-875-CASH. 855-875-CASH.
Do you know both a real estate broker and a home builder all in one? Well, you do now. Join me, Michael Hutchings, every Sunday morning at 11 o'clock on KDWN for the Custom Home Life, where we'll discuss all things home. You won't stump me. I do it all. Buying, selling, new construction, and renovation.
Dave Carney here, inviting you to the all-new Live Las Vegas with me and my new co-host, Chad Forster. Every Friday from 1 till 2, Chad and I break down top Vegas news, sports from around the country, and entertainment in a really fun way. Yeah, that's right. Talk radio can actually be fun. Live Las Vegas every Friday at 1.
Now, back to Pawn Talk Live with your hosts, Michael Mack and Dave Carney.
I've done that a few times, and it is a trouble. All right, welcome back to Pawn Talk Live here on News Talk 720 KDWN, streaming worldwide at KDWN.com. Dave Carney, joined by the owner of the world-famous Max Pawn, Michael Mack. Also joined by Chad Forrester from Live Las Vegas, as well as Tammy Grable from Live Las Vegas and Las Vegas Woman Magazine. Now, guys, on the other side of this break, we spun our prize wheel, and we have got a winner on the line with us. Chris is online. Chris, thanks so much for joining the program. First of all, congratulations. Second of all, have you ever been to a pawn store, Chris?
Yeah, I've been to a pawn store many times. My brother-in-law would come in town. He goes, "Let's go hit the pawn shop." So we'd just drive all around Las Vegas and hit them all.
Chris, where's your brother-in-law from?
He's from California.
So he's from California. You know, out west, we don't see the pawn shops that they see in the South and in other parts of the country. But Las Vegas is a mecca for pawn. We have probably the best pawn stores. And so, Chris, tell me, you've been to pawn stores. Have you been a buying customer at one?
Yeah, I actually found a great deal on the TI-89 calculators.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you were doing a lot of school math there, Chris. Wow.
Yeah, I'm a math teacher, so I'm always looking for calculators, and we actually found 3 calculators. I guess the guy didn't know how much they were worth. He sold them for $10 a piece.
Wow. Well, you made out like a bandit.
I'll tell you, Chris, my son bought one of those calculators. He's a smart kid, and those specialty type items like the TI calculator that's, expensive when you go to Office Depot or Office Max. If you let us know or our team know at Max Pawn the type of items you're looking for, we can arrange to pick those up because we'll put ads out there. We do a lot of social media ads, and a lot of people have items like that, whether the kids are off to college or they're no longer using them, and they trade these things in. So let us know because we'd love to help. And, of course, one of the things that we do and we're so proud of is those that are in need, we will donate items like that. So I know there's sometimes students that you have that may not be able to afford them. We'll be able to help you out.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you very much, and thanks for the tickets. I appreciate it.
Well, Chris, so let us know here so I can write your name down on the back. What are you feeling like? You got a pair of Raiding the Rock Vault, Trent Carlini, or Mosaic? What do you want to see?
I think I'm going to go Raiding the Rock Vault because I already asked my daughter if she wanted to go. Now I have tickets.
Great. Well, congratulations. Do you need 2 or do you need any more here?
2's good.
All right, we got 2 tickets for you. Pick them up down at Max Pawn, corner of Sahara and Jones. All right, Chris?
Excellent. Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks so much. And again, everybody that calls us today is going to be a winner here on our Max Prize hotline. That's 257-5396, 257-5396. We've still got tons of tickets here for Trent Carlini's The King, Mosaic, as well as Raiding the Rock Vault. Now, Tammy, you made kind of an interesting comment off air, and I think this is really a great thing to bring up here. The kind of tickets that somebody takes, when they win the prizes, kind of says a little something about them. So I would like you to tell us, what does Raiding the Rock Vault mean? What does Trent Carlini, the King, mean? And what does Mosaic mean?
Okay, so he picked, rock, you're a rocker, you like rock. That's easy, right? So then what we got? Elvis, we're looking at more of a more mature generation. I don't see, like a 23-year-old going to Elvis.
Maybe a rockabilly person.
Sure, rockabilly, great points.
That's true. I mean, I'd like to see that. And then Mosaic, I think is more like poppy, like if you like more pop mainstream type of things. Mosaic's really good. I've seen them, and they are amazing.
Really? So that's what I can gain out of this. So, Michael and
where would you go?
Well, honestly, I'd probably go see Trent Carlini, the King, all right? Because I think that, first of all, he's fantastic. I love Elvis. And, we've got a new intern here with us. He's going to see Trent Carlini, the King. So I think that Elvis spans generations. Now, Raiding the Rock Vault, though, is one of these shows where it's a little bit different than the rest because it's made up of world-class musicians from a number of fantastic bands. Like, all these guys were really, really lead guitarists, lead singers in some of the most popular bands over the last 35 years. So you're getting kind of a special opportunity to see a real all-star jam band come together. So a bit different.
Does it change up? Do they change the different members in Raiding the Rock Vault?
You know what? I'm not sure about that. I kind of think they've kept a core group. I mean, maybe seasonally.
Some guys rotate in and rotate out as they come through town. But it really is. They could have called it jam session because that's really what it is.
They could, yeah.
It's a bunch of professional musicians and I think that's what's cool about it. Is because when musicians get together and they play anyway, that's usually when it's the best, right? When they're just, there's not, you know what I mean? They don't have all these schedules and have all that stuff hounding them and agents and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of the feel of Raiding the Rock Vault. Just a bunch of professional guys getting together and rocking out.
There's another great group in town, Lon Bronson. I don't know if any of you have heard Lon Bronson. He puts together an all-star band. He plays typically at Green Valley Ranch, but, he gets all the old guys. It's kind of like what you do when you go down to the bootlegger. You never know what you may have or who may, show up and sing for you. But, we have some great musicians in Las Vegas, and these are great shows. And I'm just so happy that we're able to provide these through Beasley Broadcast and these shows.
Absolutely. No, great stuff, and great for all the listeners, great for all the callers. Now, Michael, because we're coming up to the end of the episode, want to get into a jewelry report because this is one of the things that is very important every week to us here on Pawn Talk Live. Let's take a listen.
A kiss on the hand may be quite continental, but diamonds are a girl's best friend.
We know who's best friends with the diamonds, but what about the rest of the jewels? Here's your answer in this week's Jewelry Report.
All right, Michael, here we are, this week's jewelry report, and we're kind of lumping gold, silver, platinum, everything into this week's jewelry report. Now, obviously, there's going to be a Max Pawn gold report going out on some of the FMs later on this afternoon. Let everybody know where it stands. Why don't you break us down, though, this week as opposed to last week and what we've seen in kind of the shift here, Michael?
Well, Chad was so eloquent to put together our precious metals report, which is going to go on the FMs today. But, there has been an influx in pricing, and one of the reasons is some of the uneasiness that's happening in the Ukraine. So gold has pushed up to 1303, silver closed at 1973, and platinum's been just steadily rising at 1418. And scary stuff happening. I don't know if the U.S. news is still, CNN's still focused on what's happening.
Flight 370.
Yeah, and it's sad.
Jesus.
I mean, I hate to say it, but,
Get off of it.
It's sad.
Thank you.
It's sad, and it's sad for the people that are involved in the families because there's just no closure. But the Ukraine situation is really, really scary on many levels. And, anytime there's uncertainty in the world, precious metals go up. And, the stock market used to be a fine indicator of precious metals, and all bets are off. It's not that way anymore.
No, it isn't. So, if you're coming in right now and say you're most people, you don't deal unless, you're a specific collector, don't deal in ounces of gold. You've probably got some grams of gold. So, Michael, if I'm coming down with a gold chain and say it's a 24-karat gold chain, what could I kind of expect for that based upon weight?
Well, a lot of people think since gold's at $1,303 an ounce that if they bring a 14-karat chain that weighs an ounce, they should get $1,303.
Right.
But many
That's
people,
what I think.
Yeah, many people just don't
You'd
know.
probably get it.
So for those listeners that don't know, 24 karat is 100%, 22 karat is 90%, 18 karat is 75%, 14 karat is 42%, or 48%, or 58%, excuse me.
Are you sure?
58 is 14, and 10 karat is 42%. So there's a percentage of gold in all those allies. The rest is silver and other materials. So you get a percentage value. There's 31.1 grams in an ounce, and we mostly talk in grams. Some of the old school guys talk in pennyweight. That can be confusing, but most people talk in grams. And based on today's gold, you should be getting a loan anywhere from $14 to $18 a gram, and you should be selling your gold anywhere from $16 to $30 a gram. Now, you get premiums, of course, if it's a Cartier, Tiffany, or it's a signed piece. But if it's a typical gold item that could be melted and really doesn't have an intrinsic value, that's the dollar amount typically that you're going to be paid on a percentage basis of what market is. But you can call Max Pawn anytime at 702-253-7296. We'll give you up-to-date market conditions and tell you what your valuables are worth.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can always go to maxpawnlv.com as well. There's a little ticker on there. Kind of keeps you up to date with the precious metal prices. You can see where gold's going, where silver's going. Chad, let me ask you a question because you're a bit of a collector of gold and silver. You've been a real bull on the gold and silver market for a long time, and you believe in it, whether or not it goes up or down. When you look at the kind of crisis going on in the Ukraine right now, how do you feel about gold? Are you buying more? Are you looking to sell? What's your idea?
I think $1,300 is still a good buy. I think anything under $1,500 at this point, to me, is still a good buy. But the best buy out there, bar none, is silver. Under 20, they can barely manufacture. They can barely get it out of the ground for that price.
Right.
And the reality is, the majority of silver that comes out, I think it's 70%, is because it's a byproduct of something else that they're mining. There's not very many silver-based mines anymore.
That's right.
They can't at that price. They can't do it. So to me, it's a great time to buy, in my opinion.
Now, Michael, let me ask you then. So you've got silver at below 20. It had gone up. Would you be buying that too?
I'm a big believer in what Chad said. There's a cost to pulling it out of the ground. I think silver's about $17 an ounce. Gold's about $800 an ounce.
Wow.
Just to pull it out of the ground. So, if I had extra dollars, I'd be pouring into silver, too.
All right, well, if you've got extra dollars or need extra dollars, visit our friends down at MaxPond, northeast corner of Sahara and Jones. For Michael Mack, Chad Forster, Tammy Grable, I'm Dave Carney. We'll see you guys back live next week, Friday, 1 o'clock, live Las Vegas and Pawn Talk Live.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Luxury shops in Las Vegas aren't new. What is new, however, is luxury meeting value. At the world-famous MaxPond, we specialize in marrying the two. With some of the finest selections of watches, designer handbags, sunglasses, and more, the luxury never stops. Every day, new items are added in-store and online. From Gucci and Chanel to Hermes and Louis Vuitton, MaxPond delivers all the top luxury brands at a fraction of the price. Visit us online at maxpawnlv.com or browse our showroom in Las Vegas. The world-famous MaxPond, where luxury meets value.
There's a show that's not afraid to ask questions no one else will ask. Not afraid to say what no one else will say. Friday nights at midnight. Listen to Restricted Airspace with Tina Marie, where no topic is off limits. Conspiracy theories, paranormal activities, hoaxes, the unexplained. It's what we talk about. Question everything. Trust no one. Restricted Airspace with Tina Marie. Friday nights at midnight on News Talk 720 KDWN.
A new day, a new dawn. News Talk